Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is Monday, August 5th, and sorry guys for the late upload. But you can see me driving up the mountain here to the job site. This Monday I got to the job site really late. I think I got there around 2 p.m. But the guys were already there, and I had already told them that I was going to be late. I had to run to a meeting with one of the other crew's foremans that is in charge of one of the exterior trim and siding crews. So I met with him along with the project manager that is supervising his job site. So I took care of that morning, and then in the afternoon I drove from South Carolina, Lake Kiwi, all the way up the mountain to Cashiers, North Carolina. So let's check out the videos that the guys made about the 40-foot wall, how they lifted it and how they finished it, and how they finished framing the rest of the interior walls. So while I was at the meeting, you can see the guys finishing up the sheathing and zip taping and rolling the tape on this 40-foot wall. And you can see them setting up the wall jacks to lift the wall. So as you can see, wall jacks make all the difference. This was extremely easy to lift. Now we can see them moving in the interior walls. They were already framed. They were just waiting for that big wall to get out of the way. You can see them sliding in the rest of the walls, making some space for our last couple walls, and you can see them start building them. So after building all the interior walls of the main story, it was time to build the garage walls. So we had to build the walls a certain way since there is a 1/4 inch slope per foot on this slab. So there was like a 2-inch difference from front to back of the garage. So you can see the guys setting a laser line and making sure that they got their stud length on each corner correct, so it would be level with the house plates. And they would set the corners first and set a string line and cut their studs according to the string line. And as soon as they were done with the wall, they made sure that it was properly braced, making sure all the corners were plumb and that all the walls were straight. So this is Wednesday morning. So in other words, crane day. This is usually the most stressful day for me. I don't know if any other framers get the same way as I do, but I had to make sure that I had marks for the steel posts that were going in the garage, and I didn't have time to do it Monday or Tuesday or any time last week, so I had to do it real quick this morning, and I had the guys cut the floor open right away to mark those center points for the steel posts. You can see me marking everything and making sure that everything was square and that the pinpoints were the exact dimension away from each other for the steel to work properly. And as soon as they pulled up, we were done making all the notches in the framing for the steel to set. and also for those steel posts in the garage to be bolted into. So the steel delivery and the crane actually arrived on the same day, but they did not arrive at the same time. So it was actually a couple minutes before there was any action on the job site. Finally, you can see the crane unloading the truck. So this would be my second steel day experience. The last time it was in the mountains in Asheville, North Carolina, and there was actually a lot of welding to be done over there, a lot of cutting, a lot of through bolting. And through bolting in itself isn't hard, but rather the welding, the cutting, the drilling. So it was completely different compared to this one. All they had to do at this job site was set the steel on the spots that I marked myself and on the spots where I notched the plates or made pockets for the beams to sit in. So this was extremely simple compared to that other job. So for sure next time, I'm going to make sure that I let the builder know that we can do the steel setting ourselves as long as there is no welding, no cutting or drilling needed. Another benefit of setting the steel myself would be that I could do all the packing details on the ground. And I'll show you the packing details on this picture. As you can see, some of the I-beams need to be packed out with 1 2x filler. Some of them need to be 3, some of them double. So there was a lot of work to be done up on the steel beams, but if they were on the ground, it would be so much easier and faster. So for sure next time I'll be setting the steel myself, as long as all those things don't need to be done to them. So once all the steel was set, we took these next couple days to finish some exterior details like the sheathing. We taped all the seams, we rolled all the tape. We finished sheathing that tall wall that you can see there on the end. We made sure that we followed the nailing schedule to nail the bottom of the sheathing to the 2 bottom plates, or those 2 sill plates that were attached with anchor bolts to the concrete of the foundation. We also made sure that we braced all the walls. We straightened everything before we started rolling in the joists for the second story. While the guys were finishing up with sheathing around the house and nailing to the sill plate, they also made sure to brace all the walls and straighten all the walls. So while they did that, I started working on the landing for the stairs. This is actually the second landing of the stairs, and it's gonna have joists that cantilever out that window and sit on that windowsill. Well, technically it's that knee wall that it's gonna sit on. So here's a view from the outside. You can see that we set those double joists on the knee wall, and I believe they're extended past or cantilevered past the wall around 3 feet. We also set those angled joists. They're triple joist, and we set them on the knee wall, and we attached them to the double joist with timber locks that tied into that middle triple ply 2x10 as well. Then we set our layout at 12" on center, since that's what it called on the structural plan. And you can see us setting all the joists for this landing. So Friday morning, the next day, we decided to do a big cleanup since I was expecting a lumber delivery. They were delivering the material we needed for packing out the steel I-beams. Once that arrived, the guys started working on packing out the I-beams, and we only got so far before it was time to pack up and call it a week. So next time on part 4, you can see us pack out the I-beams and start rolling in the joists. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.